Hey everybody, in this video we're making pot roast. Aren't y'all excited? We're going to start by cutting our already washed veggies. I'm starting with some carrots. I'm going to cut the booties off and the tips off. This is me trying to show y'all and it being dangerous. And then I felt like I was going to slit somebody's throat, so I showed y'all that. Nobody was harmed in the making of cutting that carrot. Now I'm just cutting those into halves and then halves again. Boop boop. See? Cut in half. Now I'm going to continue with a few more carrots just so y'all get the idea. Cut in half, cut in half. Watch out for rollers, y'all. Alright, that's enough of watching the carrots. I do about 3, 4, 5 carrots in my pot roast, depending on how big your pot is, how much roast you're making. Well, now I guess I'll go ahead and show y'all how to do potatoes. I got these little small potatoes and I'm just cutting them in half. I usually buy about 1 small bag of these little bitty potatoes, and I usually end up using all of them, if not most of them. Now I got a little creative with my cutting here because I wanted to make it entertaining. So I'm doing a little sexy knife dance. Boom. There we go. Yes. Alright, that's cutting veggies. Now I'm going to show y'all how to peel your onions. Now if it's already got a peel in it, you're just going to squeeze it and tear its skin. Tear at that onion's skin and it'll just pop right off. Now if it doesn't have any tears in the skin, just get you a good old butcher knife. Just tap it. And it'll create a little thing, and then you can just peel that skin right off. Peel that skin off. Peel it off. These onions don't deserve their skin. And there we go. We got a clean onion that kind of looks like a boobie. Alright, now that we got our naked onions, I'm going to show you how we're going to cut them. So we're going to cut their booties off and their tips off. Always cut the booties and the tips. See, just like that. Tip and booty. Cut them right off. Now, I'm going to do it to the other one. Tip and booty. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to cut them in half. That's it. See, no tips, no booties. Cutting them both right in half. Because we're going to use this to season our oil in our cast iron Dutch oven, honey. I found something weird on that, so I took a layer off. Yes, in half. Put them on a plate. Good times, good job. Alright, now we're over at my stove. This is my cast iron Dutch oven. I really enjoy using cast iron Dutch ovens for making pot roast. They hold heat really well. And I'm going to be using an avocado oil because it has a high smoke point. And you're just going to put a couple tablespoons of oil in there. Eyeball it, as Rachel Ray used to say. But the reason you want something with a high smoke point is because if it smokes too early, your oil, it'll give your food a scorched taste. Here's my meat. It's about 3 pounds of chuck pot roast. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut it out and we're going to season it. Take your time now. Alright, let's get this meat out. Look at that slab of meat. Big old slab of meat. Almost 3 pounds. Slam it on a plate to catch the seasonings that fall out because it'll make a mess. Now what we're going to do is wash our hands because we're touching raw meat. Washing my hands in my kitchen. I'm washing my hands in my kitchen. I'm looking at you. Watch me wash my hands in my kitchen. Grabbing my rag to dry my hands. I'm drying my hands so I can rub my meat. Alright, we got some sea salt. Fine. I like sea salt because it sticks better than normal table salt. And you want to season the hell out of this meat. That's a whole lot of meat. So we're going to do a layer of sea salt, and then we're going to do a layer of freshly cracked black pepper. I don't know why I got an accent there for a minute. Alright, and season the dickens out of it. I'm using black peppercorn. And now you're going to rub your meat. Don't be afraid to rub your meat. Pat in them seasonings. Pat, 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 pat. Pressing those seasonings into my meat. Seasoning my meat for you guys to watch. It kind of looks like that cat that was playing the keyboard in that one video. Okay, now flip your meat. Now wash your hands again because you've been touching on your meat. I'm looking outside. It's supposed to be thunderstorms for the next 2 days. But it's very bright and sunny right now, and I'm enjoying that. I'm scared of thunderstorms. Alright, now we're going to repeat the process. Sea salt. And fresh cracked black peppercorns. Can you guess what we're about to do next? Rub our meat. Alright, and now we're just going to put this to the side until we're ready for it. Let me give you a looky look. See all that seasoning? Nom nom nom. No, you can't do that. It's raw meat. Alright, our oil is hot and ready, and we are going to brown these onions. So I get scared because it's popping. Yeah, it scared me. Turn the heat down a little bit, Nana Dinky. So we're just putting these onions on the side that we cut. We cut them in half, so we're putting the bottoms down because we're going to brown the bottoms. You know. And so we're just going to let that hang out. I'm going to dance. And we're going to get these nice and brown in that avocado oil. Keep an eye on them because you don't want to blacken them too much. I'm going to take a sip of my drink. Alright, we'll be back whenever those onions are brown on their bottom. Alright, we got some brown bottoms. So now we're going to take them out and put them on a plate. See, that's the kind of color we're wanting on those onions. And I love this sauteed steamed onions. I like to put them in salad or just eat them as a snack the way they are. Make sure you get all the pieces out. We don't want no burned onion. Alright, put it to the side. Now can you guess what we're about to do? We're going to brown the outside of our meat. Don't eat it. It's raw. Now y'all are about to watch me struggle town USA because this is a heavy piece of meat. And all we're doing is we're going to flip it on all its sides and edges to get it nice and brown. Where'd I go? Oh, I had to go get another pair of tongs because that meat is heavy. Alright, we're flipping it over, browning the other side. I don't know if y'all could tell, but I look very distressed. Oop, crab dance. So I'm struggling with that meat. Getting it browned on all sides. Alright, and I'll be back once it's browned. Alright, let's take that meat out. I'm like, what the fuck did I just get myself into? See, I browned it. It doesn't have to be a good sear. Basically, you're just browning it. Now I've got a cup of beef stock that I made myself, and I'm using a silicone spatula because we're going to deglaze the bottom of the pan. And that just means we're getting all those brown bits, all the stuff that was seared, off the pan. We're deglazing it. And I use a silicone whisk because I don't want to use stainless steel on... Ooh, break it down. I don't want to use stainless steel whisk and scratch up the bottom of my cast iron Dutch oven. Because cast irons are very important. As you can see, I got another one behind it. Break it down. Break it down. And we're just going to make sure all of that is deglazed from the bottom. Alright, now we're picking our meat back up. Putting it back in our Dutch oven. Now we're going to add our potatoes and our carrots that we had cut up earlier. Carrots, roasted carrots are my favorite. I love them. I love to snack on them. I love them cold. And I end up not using all of it. And what I'll do is I'll roast those in the juices later. Now this is some homemade beef broth that I made. And I'm filling it up to the halfway mark of the meat. So you only want to cover half of your meat. Now I'm just being picky for no reason. It's all gonna get cooked, but I'm being so picky for no reason. I think it needs a little bit more. Just a little piss amount. Alright. What do I do next? Oh, now I'm gonna season. I'm gonna use onion powder and garlic. Some people like to use rosemary and thyme. I prefer onion and garlic. And remember, we don't want to add any more salt because we covered the meat in salt. And the beef broth and stock are also very salty. So we don't need to add no more salt. But we can add onion powder and pepper and garlic. Now I have picky eaters that don't enjoy onions as much as me. So I'll only be using 1/2 of that onion in this actual recipe. The rest I saved for me to snack on. So I'm just loosely chopping up the onions. And I'm just going to scatter them. I want them in pretty big chunks so that they can see it and pick them out if they don't want them. And like I said, I'm just using 1/2 of the onion. And I'm just breaking them up into chunks. Alright, and then all that's left is to put our lid on our Dutch oven. But first I'm gonna sword fight you. Ooh, I'm gonna get you. Get you. Alright, putting the lid on. Now watch me as I burn my hands. Burning them. Went back for seconds. The pot holders are right beside me. I also forgot to raise the rack in my oven. So I'm raising the rack in my oven. Now I'm grabbing it with pot holders. And I'm putting it in the oven. And you want to cook this for about 1 hour per pound. So mine's almost 3 pounds. So I'm going to cook mine for 3 hours. And I'll be back. Here's just a little clip of me eating those onions. Just because they're so good and I wanted to share that with y'all. I'm tearing into them. So good. I love an onion. And I use sweet onions, by the way, for my pot roast. Num num nums. So good, make you dance. Alright, I'll be back when the pot roast is done. Thank y'all for watching so far. I hope you're learning something. All right, everybody, we're done. We did it. Here we have the veggies. Trying to get it in a good light for y'all. The sun set on me. Here we have the pot roast. Real tender. Real tender and nice. Num num num. Bye. Oh wait, there's more. This is the whole setup I did for dinner. We have pot roast, vegetables, green beans, rice, and my biscuits.